Yo, Kayak Mike here. I'm going to go over the point race for this past season. There's already a video out there explaining everything, but I'm going to go over it again, and I'm going to go over the Cat King format. You can fast forward to the end of this video if you don't really care about the point race or how that happened. If you're just curious about the format for Cat King, say you're a qualifier and you just want to know how that's going to work, go to whatever timestamp I put in the description. That will give you all that information. But to qualify for Cat King, you had to be top 4 in your division. There were 4 monthly tournaments every single month this year. It was the 7 biggest but not breaking 30 inches. That was the slot tournament. And there were 3 open events where it was your 5 biggest fish, bank, kayak, and boat. The slot division, the 4 qualifiers are myself, Charlie, Max Jones, and Justin Johnston. Um, and the way I know that is if you see the DNC, that's a did not compete. If Justin submitted 1 fish this month, he was guaranteed to qualify. So Justin has already submitted his 1 fish, and Chris entered this month. Even if Chris wins, that'll put his score at 339, and it would still be in 5th place. So if Chris submits 1 fish this month, he's guaranteed 5th place overall, which is still a good showing for the year. But I mean, I think I win because you're at the end. It's your best 5. So hypothetically speaking, my score is actually 489 right now. But even if you take the best 5, it's not the top 4 are still going to stay the same. The bank tournament, bank is very straightforward. There's your top 4. Only 1 person entered this month, so I was able to do the points right away. Kayak division: Andrew Green, Josh Schneider, Ryan Bortz, and Stephen Moore. They're the ones who qualified. All Steven had to do was enter in the month of September, and he was guaranteed to qualify because I was not fishing in the Open. So that would have given him 50 points. In the point system, I apologize if I didn't already go over this. It's 100 points for a win, 99 for second, 98 for third, and so on and so forth, all the way down to 75. The minimum is 75, guaranteed. If you entered and didn't submit a fish that month, you got 50 points. So if Steven entered in September and he got his 50 points, he was guaranteed to get 295 total points, which would then knock me down to 5th place. Also, if he didn't enter, I would have been forced to fish in the Kayak Open and Cat King and not in the slot, because in the beginning of the year, what I said was you're allowed to fish the slot and 1 open division event every single month. And what I said was if you qualified in the slot and the open, you had to fish the open in Cat King. And then over into the boat race, point race. This was the only one where it got a little tricky. But there was a 4-way tie for second. So what I did was all 4 of these anglers competed in the same exact tournaments. So I went in and just grabbed their big fish. Whatever their single biggest fish was from those 2 tournaments is how I decided who qualified. Big Fish is the tiebreaker for literally everything we do in this scene online. Big Fish ties breaks every tie, so it's fitting that Big Fish breaks this tie as well. William's biggest fish was 38.75, which was the smallest big fish, so William was left off the qualifying list. But yeah, that was the point system. These are the point races. That's how everyone qualified. It was top 4. Your best 5 of 7 events on the year. October is the month we're actually doing the Cat King. So yeah, any questions on this, hit me up. If you feel like any of the points are wrong, today's September 9th. You have 21 days to say your piece if you think I screwed you on points, or if you think I messed up any points. I am human. I could have typoed something. And over to the format of the tournament. Originally, the first round was going to be 2nd through the 15th. They gave me the first day of the month to prepare the tournament, just in case there were point races going through the end of September. But since everything's already locked in stone, I'm making it the 1st through the 15th because I already have the tournament completely made on the Fishing Chaos app. These names are the people who qualified, but it's just alphabetical order. This is strictly for example purposes. So I don't think Charlie, SF Outdoors, Andrew, and Chadwick are going to win their pools, etc. It's strictly alphabetical. It's randomly alphabetical, top to bottom. This is not my predictions, so don't think it's my predictions. If you qualified in the slot tournament, you're facing the other 4 or the other 3 competitors in the slot division. It's your 4 fish. It's your 4 biggest fish not breaking 30 inches between October 1st and 15th. And then if you qualify through an open division, it's your 4 biggest fish, same exact time frame, October 1st through 15th. If you win that pool over that 2 week span, you go to the semifinals. The semifinals have to take part the 17th through the 23rd. You get to choose with your opponent what format you're going to do, and the way I'm going to figure out who fishes who in the semifinals, the slot winner is going to face the lowest score of the open winners. So if you look up here, Charlie in the slot won the slot in this hypothetical, and then SF Outdoors in this hypothetical had the lowest score of all the open winners. Andrew had the highest, Chadwick had the second highest, SF Outdoors had the third highest. They would be facing off because it's the lowest open winner versus the slot winner. And then the highest score and the second highest score of the pools up here, they face off in the semifinals. I will put us all in a group chat, either towards the end or the day after the pool round finishes, and I will ask you what format do you guys want to do. You guys can do any format you want. As far as slot open and everything's concerned, everything's out the window at that point. If 2 open winners want to do a slot tournament, a little slot 1 versus 1 against each other, that's fine. If the slot winner and the other open winner want to do, 7 biggest fish over that week, that's fine. Whatever format you want, I will go in and create in the Fishing Chaos app. It's up to you and your opponent to decide what you guys are going to do in the semifinals, because I want it to be as fair as humanly possible. I do have a backup. If the open winners cannot agree on a format, it is their best 4 fish over this time period, the 17th through 23rd. If the slot and the open winner that they're facing off cannot agree on a format, it's going to be 2 over 2 under 30 inches. That's my backup plan, but we got a lot of really cool guys in this. I'm actually expecting people to probably drive to other people to fish. I know for a fact if Ryan ends up facing JJ somehow, Ryan's gonna probably go drive to JJ. If I'm somehow down here, I'm gonna want to go drive to one of those other people and fish their waters. Gives me an excuse to travel around the country and fish waters that are any body of water is better than the Ohio River. So, but yeah, any format you want, and then same thing in the finals. Once you hit the finals, you and your opponent. The only caveat is you have to do it over the 25th through the 31st. You don't have to do that entire time frame. If you and your opponent agree that you're going to do 24 hours, 3 biggest fish on the 27th, that's your format for the finals. I think this is a very unique system. It's very, very simple. It's your qualifiers compete in pool play for 2 weeks, and then the next week, semifinals, you and your opponent get to decide your format, and then the finals in the week after that, you and your opponent get to decide your format. And then we have the built-in backup plan. In the finals, if it's the slot winner versus one of the open winners, if they cannot agree, again, it'll be 2 over 2 under. If it's 2 open guys and they cannot agree, it will be your best 4 fish over that time period. And let me go over to this schedule right here, or this calendar right here, to kind of give you the reasoning behind those dates. It was originally the 2nd through the 15th. And that gave 2 full weekends for everyone to fish, because 95% of all of our anglers are weekend warriors. But since everything's already locked in, I added the 1st, so that it's actually 2.5 weekends now. And then the 16th gives me a day to reformat the schedule for the semifinals. 17th through 23rd, there is a full weekend in there, again for the weekend warriors if we have some. Then on the 24th, I go in, I update the tournament, and we start the finals. And then the 25th through the 31st has an entire weekend built into it as well. So every round has at least 1 weekend. So the weekend warriors aren't completely screwed if they end up having to fish for that entire time frame. They have at least 2 days that they can go out. But yeah, that was the point race. That's the format. It's really simple. Just go out and fish. The identifier will come out the night before at 7:30. We'll probably do a captain's meeting every single one of those days. And yeah, if you qualify, it's your pool play first 2 weeks through the 15th. If you win your pool, it's 2 1 versus 1s. You and your opponent get to choose your format. If you cannot agree on a format, like I said, there's those there's those built-in formats that we will default to. And then whoever wins those two in the semifinals will face off in the finals. Same exact thing. I really love this format. It worked really well last year, and I like the bracket style. Once we get there where they get to choose their format, I really love that because, I crapped on the Ohio River earlier, but when you and your opponent get to choose the format, no one can complain if they win or lose because you both have skin in the game. You both can give and take in certain spots. Also, it's no holds bar once you hit the semifinals and the finals. If you're the kayak winner facing the boat winner, like in this example, if you guys just agree four biggest fish, any vessel, you guys can go do anything you want. You can go both be on a boat. You can go both do kayaks. I know SF Outdoors. He said he got a kayak and he wants to fish out of the kayak. But I told him since you qualified in the bank event for those first 2 weeks, you must bank fish. But then if you win, you can if you're like let's say he's facing the other kayak winner, they can agree to fish out of a kayak that week. So once you hit the semifinals, it's literally no holds bar. It's whatever you and your opponent want to do, and you can do it any body of water you want. No pay lakes. Pay lakers can go f themselves. But yeah, that's it. And best of luck to everyone who qualified. Thank you everyone who competed this year. And I'm going to, in another video later this week, go over format changes for 2023 and some rule tweaks for 2023. So, all right, Kayak Mike out of here. Best of luck, everyone.